Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the world of V-Gaming Junkie News. There wasn't any dross under this old tree, there's nothing but pure gaming-related meatiness. It's all about the electronic good stuff as we dive deep in all that's new in the various interactive virtual worlds. Would you believe there's a KFC Game System? No joke, it has an i9 processor, a swappable GPU slot, as well as an SSD and two 1TB hard drives. Evidently, the system notably has a spot where the system's heat presumably passes through that's supposed to help keep your KFC nice and warm. If this was April, I doubt anyone would ever believe it, but we'll have to see if it's actually any good. Honestly, it sounds closer to the ill-fated Steam Machine PCs than a proper game system, but maybe using its own expelled heat to warm up fried chicken will give it some sales fire. So the Bokeh studio, held by Keiichiro Toyama, has announced they're working on a horror action-adventure game. What of course makes this significant is that Toyama is the creator of Silent Hill. Very little is known except it'll combine horror with action-adventure, is slated for 2023 and will target as many systems as possible but made with PC in mind. Well, he also mentioned it'll have battles and story elements that will appeal to fans of his former work, so it's likely going to be a Silent Hill type of game. Given the sadly ill-fated Silent Hills, I look forward to seeing where this goes. As Cyberpunk 2077's problems continue to stir, one of the more egregious problems was apparently that having a save game over 8 megabytes would make it prone to crashes. Thankfully, this is one of the things that CD Projekt Red actually fixed in a recent patch. Say what you want about them, but at least they seem to prioritize fixing problems over introducing more microtransactions, which puts them a huge step above Bethesda. While it remains to be seen just how many of the various problems will be addressed, I'll at least give them credit that they appear to be trying. Here's hoping Cyberpunk 2077 can become a better game. CD Projekt Red at least has the benefit of the doubt on that front, I think. Just don't expect to actually keep the game if you refund it. I don't call many things titled, but I mean, come on. So apparently video games are now globally amassing more profit than movies and sports combined. According to the International Data Corporation, as reported on by GameSpot, global revenue is projected to be roughly around $197.7 billion by the end of the year. Movies and sports are projected to be around $175 billion combined. While the global pandemic probably contributed to this, what with the lack of sporting events and movie theater attendance, it's still interesting to see. I still remember Grand Theft Auto 5 making a legendary amount of money, so this probably shouldn't come as too much of a surprise to anyone. Still, it's video game news and it's pretty interesting to see. For anyone who's interested, Microsoft's Flight Simulator has added VR support. I myself haven't played the game yet, nor have ever used a VR headset, but I heard about the game through LGR, one of my favorite gaming YouTube channels.
Alright LGR, I plugged you, now it's time to fulfill your end of the bargain.
Just kidding, he didn't put me up to this and he probably doesn't even know who I am. In any case, this should help further strengthen the idea of traveling the entire world that this game already very effectively provides. Finally, I've got some heartwarming news in the island of Tsushima. Obviously, the real-life basis of the game, Ghost of Tsushima, was recently hit with a tsunami that heavily damaged one of its gates. Thanks to the efforts of a campfire campaign, aka Kickstarter but not really Kickstarter, they reached their goal and then some. It's good to see such a positive change being made out of the love for a game. It's not hard to imagine why Ghost of Tsushima won the Player's Choice Award for Game of the Year when it has such devoted fans. It's only a shame I can't personally play it since I lack a PS4. I'll just have to settle for Dark Souls 3 instead. Still, it warms my heart to see such a great news story such as this. Not everything has to be dread and mockery. And as always, from Game Radar's own page, it's time for the next week's round of release dates. Much like last week, there's such an avalanche of new releases that I don't even know where to possibly begin. The 29th sees Wingspan for the Switch and The Binding of Isaac Repentance DLC releases for PC on the 31st. Yep, you guessed right, that's really all there is to it. The Epic Store is still doing daily free games until the 31st, so make sure to check every day to see if there's anything you'd really like to have without a price tag on it. I feel I should mention though that there's been allegedly a leaked list, and it's been right so far. The list pegs Night in the Woods today, followed by Stranded Deep tomorrow, Solitarica on Tuesday, Torchlight 2 on Wednesday, and Jurassic Park Evolution on Thursday. Even though it's been extremely accurate so far, I must emphasize that this is purely speculation. And as always, that rounds out this video game news week. I really do hope you enjoyed and were well enough informed. As always, I Let's Play every single day, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m, live stream Mondays and Fridays unless otherwise specified at 4:30 p.m, and these news programs are Sundays at 6 p.m. In case you haven't figured it out by now, that's Eastern Standard Time, but you can always subscribe and fair and great sword spin that bell icon if you don't want to have to worry about keeping track of time zones. A like is always appreciated for the algorithms, but I just hope you genuinely liked it. That is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Spread this video around like the ashes of the Ashen One, and I'll see you next time. Capitalize on life, peace out, have a good one, and you won't be seeing any more of these news videos for the rest of the year. Have a happy New Year's Eve. Here's to 2021.